Saturday, the 1st of January, 1944. Another new year has begun, and we find ourselves still in our hiding place. We have been here now for 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. It seems that our life is at a standstill. We are a little thinner. The Van Dan's discussions are as violent as ever. Mother still does not understand me, but then I don't understand her either. There is one great change, however, a change in myself. I read somewhere that girls of my age don't feel quite certain of themselves, that they become quiet within and begin to think of the miracle that is taking place in their bodies. I think that what is happening to me is so wonderful. Not only what can be seen, but what is taking place inside. Each time it has happened, I have a feeling that I have a sweet secret. And in spite of any pain, I long for the time when I shall feel the secret within me again.
It's Meep.
Wake up, everyone. Meep is here. Meep and Mr. Kole with delightful surprise.
We bring our New Year's blessings.
You shouldn't. You should have at least one day to yourself.
Don't say that. It's so wonderful to see them. I can smell the wind and the cold on your clothes.
How are you, Margot? Feeling any better?
I'm all right.
We filled her with every kind of pill so she won't cough and make a noise.
Well, hello, Mr. Kole.
With my hope for the new year. Meep, have you seen Moshi anywhere?
I'm sorry, Peter. I asked everyone in the neighborhood have they seen a gray cat, but they all said no.
Look what Meep's brought for us.
A cake.
A cake. I'll go get us some plates.
Thank you, Meepia. You shouldn't have done it. You must have used all of the sugar rations for weeks. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's been ages since I've even seen a cake. Not since you brought us one last year. Remember? Don't you remember? It was on New Year's Day at this time. I'll never forget it because you had peace in 1943. Peace in 1944? Well, it had to come sometime, you know. Hello, Mr. Diesel.
How are you? Here's the nice bucket. Now, how many of us are there?
None for me, please.
Oh, you must.
I couldn't.
Well, that leaves 1, 2, 3, 7 of us.
8. It's the same as it's always been.
Oh, I left Margot out. I take it that she won't eat any.
Why wouldn't she?
It doesn't harm her.
I just wanted to make sure she didn't start coughing again.
And please, Mrs. Frank should cut the cake.
What's the difference?
It's not Mrs. Frank's cake, is it, Meep?
Well, Mrs. Frank just divides things better.
What are you trying to say?
Alright, stop wasting time.
I give everyone the exact same, don't I?
Forget it.
I need an answer, don't I?
Yes, everybody gets exactly the same, except Mr. Van Dan just gets a little bit more.
That's a lie.
Please. Do you see what a little sugar cake does to us?
Here you are, Mrs. Frank.
Thank you. Are you sure you want to have any?
No, I have to go in a minute.
Do you think Moshi went back to our house? They see that cat. Do you suppose that you could go?
I'll try, Peter. The first minute I get, I'll try. But I'm afraid with him gone a week.
Make up your mind already. Someone has had a big meal from that cat.
Mmm, so delicious.
Delicious. Dirk's in luck to have a girl who can bake like this.
I have to run. Dirk's taking me to a party tonight.
How heavenly! Remember what everyone is wearing and what to eat, so you can tell us tomorrow.
I'll give you a full report tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.
Just a minute. There's something I'd like you to do for me.
Pootie, where are you going? What are you gonna do?
What's wrong?
Father's trying to sell her a fur coat. She's crazy about that thing. Is it possible? Is it possible that someone can be so silly as to worry about a fur coat in times like this?
That's none of your darn business. And if you say one more thing, I'll take you and I mean it out.
No. Don't you dare take that. My father gave it to me. You didn't give it to me. You have no right. Let go of it. You hear?
Just a little discussion over the advisability of selling this coat. As I've often reminded Mrs. Van Dan, it's very selfish of her to keep the coat when people outside are in such desperate need of clothing. So, if you will, please sell it for us. It should fetch a good price. And, by the way, could you get me some cigarettes? I don't care what kind they are. Just get what you can.
It's terribly difficult to get them, Mr. Van Dan, but I'll try. Goodbye.
You're still feeling badly? What does your doctor say?
I haven't been to see him.
No, Mr. Kraler.
I've tried, but you can't get a doctor these days. They're so busy, and after all the weeks I've managed to call him and ask I'd like an appointment, he would stand right there and he'd say, "Stick out your tongue." I have some contracts here, Mr. Frank. I'd wonder if you'd look them over with me.
Of course.
Will you forgive us? I'll just have a minute.
What's happened? Something's happened. Hasn't it, Mr. Kraler?
No, really, I just want your father's advice.
Something's gone wrong. I know it.
If it's something that concerns us, it's better that we all hear it.
But the children?
What they imagine is worse than any reality.
It's the man in the storage room. I don't know if you remember him. Carl, about 50, heavy-set, nearsighted. He came with us right before you left.
He's from Utrecht?
That's the man. A couple weeks ago, when I was in the storage room, he closed the door and asked me, "How's Mr. Frank? What do you hear from Mr. Frank?" I told him I only heard a rumor that you went to Switzerland. He said he heard that rumor too, but he thought I might know something more. I didn't pay any attention to it. But then something happened yesterday. He brought up some indulgences to the office to make me sign. As I was going through them, he turned and looked at the bookcase. Your bookcase. He said he thought he'd remember a door there. Wasn't there a door that went up to the loft? And he told me he wanted more money. 20 guillards a week. Blackmail.
20 guilders, a very modest blackmail.
That's just the beginning.
You know what I think? I think that he was the thief who was here the other night, and now he knows that we're here.
How was it left? What did you tell him?
I said to him I'd think about it. What shall I do? Pay him the money? Take a chance on firing him or what? I don't know.
For God's sake, don't fire him. Pay him what he asks. Keep him here so that you can keep an eye on him.
Is it so much that he's asking? What are they paying nowadays?
He could get in a war plant. But this is no war plant. Mind you, I don't know what he really knows, or if he doesn't know.
Offer him half, then we'll soon find out if it's blackmail.
And if it is, we've got to pay it. Anything that he asks, we've got to pay.
Let's decide that when the time comes.
This all might just be my imagination. You get to the point these days. You suspect everyone and everything, again and again, and on a simple word or look. I found myself...
There's a telephone. What does that mean? The telephone ringing on a holiday?
That's my wife. I told her I was going to sign some papers in the office and to call me after to get back from church. I'll offer him half then. Goodbye, and we'll hope for the best.
You can thank your son for this, smashing the light. It's only a question of time now.
Sometimes I wish the end would come, whatever it is.
Margot!
Then at least we know where we were.
You should be ashamed of yourselves talking that way. Think how lucky you are. Think of the thousands dying in the war every day. Think of the people in concentration camps.
What's the good of that? What's the good of thinking misery when you're already miserable? It's stupid.
Anne!
You were young, Margot, Peter, and I. You grown-ups have had your chance, but look at us. If we begin thinking of all the horror in the world, we're lost. We're trying to hold on some kind of ideals, when ideals, hopes, everything is being destroyed. It isn't our fault that the world is in such a mess. We weren't around when it all started, so don't try to take it out on us.
She talks as if we started the war. Did we start the war?
Looks like Anne forgot her cake.
You got this.
Thanks.
I thought you were fine just now. You know how to talk to them. You know how to say it. But I'm no good. Especially when I'm mad. When Dussel said that thing about Mushi, someone eating him, I just wanted to hit him. That's what I'd do in arguments at school. I would, but in a place like this and an old man like him, it wouldn't be no good.
You're making a big mistake about me. I do it all wrong. I say too much. I go too far. I hurt people's feelings.
I think you were fine just now. What I want to say, I don't know what I'd do without you around here. I don't know. I mean,
Do you really mean it, Peter? Do you mean it?
I said it, didn't I?
Thank you, Peter.
You got quite a collection.
Wouldn't you like some in your room? I could give you some. Heaven knows you spend enough time in there. Heaven doing heaven knows what.
It's easier. Start fights or an argument. I'm
Yeah.
just stuck in here.
You're lucky having a room to go to. His lordship is always here. I hardly get a minute alone. When they start on me, I can't duck away. I have to stand there and take it.
You gave some of it back just now.
I get so mad. They form their opinions about everything, but we're still trying to find out. We've had problems here that no other people our age ever had. And just you think you've solved them, something comes along and bang, you have to start all over again.
At least you got someone to talk to.
Not really. Mother, I never discussed anything serious with her. She doesn't understand. Father's all right. We can talk about anything. Everything but one thing. Mother. He simply won't talk to her about her. I don't think you can be really intimate with anyone if he holds something back. Do you?
I think your father's fine.
Oh, he is, Peter. He is. He's the only one who's ever given me the feeling that I have any sense. But anyway, nothing can take the place of school and play and friends of your own age, or near your age, can it?
I suppose you missed your friends and all.
It isn't just... Isn't it funny? You and I, here we've been seeing each other every minute for almost a year and a half, and this is the first time we ever really talked. It helps to know you have someone to talk to. Don't you think? It helps you to let off some steam.
Well, if you ever want to let off any steam, you can come in my room.
I can get up an awful lot of steam. I'll have to be careful how to say that.
It's all right with me.
Do you really mean it, Peter?
I said it, didn't I?
We've had bad news. The people from whom Meep got our ration books have been arrested, so we have had to cut down on our food. Our stomachs are so empty that they rumble and make strange noises, all in different keys. Mr. Van Dan's is deep and low, like a bass fiddle. Mine is high, whistling like a flute. As we all sit around waiting for supper, it's like an orchestra tuning up. It only needs a Tukasani to raise his baton, and we'd be off in the ride of the Valkyries. Monday, the 6th of March, 1944. Mr. Kraler is in the hospital. It seems he has ukulars. Penn says we are his ukulars. Me has to run the business and us too. The Americans have landed on the southern tip of Italy. Father looks for a quick finish to the war. Mr. Dussel is waiting every day for the warehouseman to demand more money. Have I been skipping too much from one subject to another? I can't help it. I feel that spring is coming. I feel it in my whole body and soul. I feel utterly confused. I am longing, so longing, for everything. For friends, for someone to talk to, someone who understands, someone young who feels as I do.